What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the German Bear Podcast. And today we got the Bears Packers Film Room episode. This one will be solely about the Bears' offensive performance against the Packers. Let me tell you why real quickly. I think overall it was fun doing film rooms on the entire game, but those videos are just too long. I think just for you, the consumer, I think it will be better as well just to have a specific video. And this time we will focus on the offense. I don't know if I will do something about the defense anytime soon as well, because mainly I know more about offensive football than defensive football, to be honest with you guys. So with that, I can talk more about offense, can give you my knowledge, what I know about the game, and talk some Bears offensive football right here. And with that being said, today we want to look at the offensive performance of the Bears against the Packers at Sunday night. And I mean, it was a tough performance overall, but I think there are lots of great things to learn from. Also, some very good starting points like the run game. And also, I want to talk about Luke Getsy today and about the topic, is he a good play caller or not? Because it pisses me off that so many people talk bad about him, even though he did a really good job against the Packers most of the time. Honestly, it was just players not executing. And to give you the proof about that, let's start it off and get into today's film room. So now in the film room, we want to start off with the first play of the Bears with the first drive against the Packers, which was probably one of the most beautiful drives of Bears offensive football I've seen over the last couple of years now. It was really tough with the Nagy area. But, I mean, starting it off, 1st and 10, the Bears start off the entire game right here just with a quick little run. And for the run, we mostly want to look at the end zone angle because I think we see more right there. But 4 yards for David Montgomery. Overall, a good push by the offensive line. Bears start off with not that of a heavy formation like they used to over the last couple of games now, but overall under center. One in the backfield in David Montgomery, one as a tight end in, I think, Cole Kmet it is right here. And overall, the Bears start off pretty good, 4-yard run. That's what you take. That's what you want at the beginning of the game. And overall, like I said, good push by the offensive line. Like the work in the second level, maybe. Borum should have went with him instead of double teaming it with Tevin Jenkins right there. But overall, good push, good run to start off the game. That's okay just to get a bit into rhythm. So the Bears start off easy with a 4-yard gain. As for then on 2nd and 6, we have the first bigger gain, 12 yards by David Montgomery. Beautiful handoff, and then just great work by Montgomery overall. I think great job by the entire team, just executing on that play. I really like that one. And when we look at it closely, first of all, let's look at that from the other angle, honestly, because I think Equanimous St. Brown did a phenomenal job right there. Has a job to block right here, I think, even against Preston Smith, right? Premier edge rusher for them. Really good player. Made, I think, 1 or 2 sacks. I think even 2 sacks against the Bears this game. But he is coming off of his wide receiver position, and we saw that the last couple of games now, 2 games in a row, I think, where he just missed one of these blocks, was too late. And this time, as you see, does a beautiful job. Also, good job. Oh, no, it's actually against Quay Walker. Excuse me. Beautiful job at blocking Quay Walker, not Preston Smith. But still, good job by him this time, making the block, and also very good cut back by David Montgomery. And we will see that from EQ one more time right here. Just right there. Monty is right here. It looks like he's about to get tackled. And then Equanimous St. Brown with a great job blocking. Really a great player for us so far overall. Has the most catches on the team, I believe. Also the most yards so far. Has a touchdown already. I think yards could still be Pettis. Oh, no, it's not Dante Pettis. No. Nowhere near it. But great job right there. Blocking the guy, just taking him away, putting him on the ground, pancaking him. Love it by Equanimous St. Brown. And then, like I said, great job with the cutback by David Montgomery, breaking some tackles, making some people miss. I mean, David Montgomery is an incredible running back, and I mean, I just absolutely love what he does on the field. As we'll then have another 1st and 10. Great job by the Bears. This time, heavy formation. Basically 13 personnel, but we got 2. It's basically 22 personnel, 2 running backs with Kari Blasingame, David Montgomery, and then 2 tight ends. No, it's even just 1 tight end? Oh, all right. It's actually not 22 personnel. It's 21 personnel, 2 running backs, 1 tight end in Cole Kmet. And this time, just a little miscommunication. I don't know what it was. Just a bad play right there. Botched snap by Sam Mustafa. It was actually a play that we will see later on as well. Kind of a similar play where it's just a design shot play to Darnell Mooney. He runs a kind of a corner post, right? And then we have a deep over out by Cole Kmet. And also that quick little motion by EQ to just create some confusion on the defense. This will happen later on as well, but this time Fields botches it. But still, I like the idea. That we just try to catch them off guard and try to take a shot deep to Darnell Mooney. But like I said, this time just the fumble by Fields right there, but recovered it quickly. And on to the next play, we have a 2nd and 10. How do the Bears respond in this position? And this is definitely one of my favorite calls all season so far. Just Luke Getsy doing an incredible job creating this play. We'll have Equanimous St. Brown running kind of it's more like a stop and go, but he, at the end of it, still stops with a deep curl, right? You know what I mean? I don't know the exact name of the route at the moment, if it even has one. And then, or you can call it whatever you want. Like, it's football. Always these different kind of wordings for routes and stuff. But same for Dante Pettis here. And this is then also just a quick little block and shot to Darnell Mooney on the seam. As you will see, beautifully sold on that flea flicker. So we can watch it first of all. But just the routes that you know them first. Beautiful executed flea flicker. And then takes the open Equanimous St. Brown. I thought he also had someone open as well, which is Darnell Mooney for a big touchdown. So this is also a video to show you that Kmet and Mooney are open at times, just Justin not finding them or not throwing it to them. And I think he definitely had a touchdown right here. Beautifully sells it. The entire team sells it beautifully. Safety completely bites on it, shoots down the field, and then Mooney has just all the space back here to potentially have a big play touchdown, but Justin just doesn't find him. I mean, look at that. Big separation, huge separation. The guy's even looking that way, so everything here is wide open. Good separation, like I said. Mooney's faster, and then just Justin also being hit, but we will see the pocket in a second. One high safety, like I said, comes down. Linebackers completely bid on it too. And then, yeah, just Justin went away from the read a bit too quickly, in my opinion. As we'll see from this angle, you see him just right there, get the ball back, looking just 1 millisecond towards Mooney. And at that point, he's already wide open. Obviously, Preston Smith against Cole Kmet is a big mismatch, but still, at the end of the day, I thought he could have had him and made that throw just standing in there just like he does now, which is a great job standing in there, taking the hit, getting the ball out fast. Great stuff by him, and also just standing in there and getting to his second read is also pretty good. But overall, I thought he had a one-play touchdown, made still a good decision, found Equanimous St. Brown, who had a nasty route on Jair Alexander, totally just sold it to him, beautifully ran, sticked his foot into the ground. Just great route by him. I'm really impressed what he's doing for the Bears so far. Seems like a pretty good signing. And then he had some extra yards to it as well with these yaks. The yards after the catch, really good by him as well. As we'll then have a new 1st and 10. And it starts up with a 12-yard pitch to David Montgomery. Beautiful execution once again. Just running the ball, being a tough team to tackle. Absolutely love that. Also attack the outside with the I formation. Kari Blessingame in there with an excellent block on Preston Smith right there. I think this is a tight end right here. It looks like. Maybe not. But good job blocking whoever that is. And then you have a triple team right there on number 59, which should be Campbell. And then also on Savage 26. I think that's him. So good blocking overall. Huge hole to cut back to for David Montgomery, and then just beautiful execution. Monty breaking some tackles. EQ Borum doing a good job right there. Definitely pretty good. As we'll then move on to 1st and 10 once again. This time a 9-yard run by David Montgomery. Like I've said, I can just repeat that so many times, but the guy had an insane game. This time, quick little motion by Blessingame to block for him. We saw that look multiple times in that game, but overall, very patient run by David Montgomery. Love the fast approach. Packers weren't really ready. We can rewatch that in a second, but like right there, just falling forward, going through his, just reads what he sees on the field, and then making some magic happen. There you see it. In the last second, they still had to move, make some signals. These guys were just moving and switching positions. Like, they caught them off guard right there. Really good job by the Bears. And then also, what I absolutely loved was the pull block by Cody Whitehair. Right here, number 65, our captain on the offensive line. Really good pull block, I think, overall. Right there on Quay Walker, just paving the way for David Montgomery, and overall good job by the offensive line. And then on 2nd and 1, we will have the touchdown PA rollout. It was designed to be a pass. We can watch it first of all, but it would have been a pass play in the red zone. But Fields decides right away, has space, rolls out, runs it in, using his athleticism to his advantage. I think really good decision by him overall. I don't think there would have been any receiver open nonetheless, so good decision right away. Maybe potentially the backside, but that was tough. As for the routes, we had just a simple in from Equanimous St. Brown, and then we had a route into the flats by David Montgomery, and a quick little out, like speed cut out by Cole Kmet right there. So I think there wasn't even anyone open. So great job recognizing that right away, rolling out, using his speed, and then just beautiful execution, jumping into the end zone. Absolutely love it for Fields' first rushing touchdown of the season. We can watch the end zone angle on that as well. Beautifully done, gets it into the end zone, and this is the touchdown for the Bears. And now we want to look at the next drive, second offensive drive for the Bears. It started off pretty rough, the Bears trying to pass it, and this one is tough for many reasons, but Justin Fields on that play just gets sacked by, I think, Preston Smith. Yeah, there he is. And overall for the play, the design was pretty good in my opinion. We had just a clear route by, I think, Dante Pettis, outside release go just to take that defender away from the play. Then we had a beautiful out route by Darnell Mooney, who I think gets open as well. And then a deep over route by Byron Pringle. And then also a quick little block and sit by Cole Kmet, as well as a check down to David Montgomery as well into the flats. So lots of options for Fields to throw to. Only 5 protectors in this one. I mean, obviously Kmet blocks for a quick second, but doesn't help too much. And when we look at the play, I mean, if he fires it right away, and this is kind of tough to say, that could have been a completion, but also when we look at the end zone angle, you will see he does not have a lot of time right there. But the thing is, I see 2 to 3 things that really bother me. First of all, Monty and Kmet, the checkdowns are open right away, and also just Darnell Mooney, again, being criticized heavily, but he is open. He has lots of leverage right there. He ran the route well, perfectly play called to just beat that coverage by them. The go route perfectly draws away that defender just deep down the field. Also beautiful job by Byron Pringle to keep that guy with him, and then he has a wide open window right here to throw to just Darnell Mooney, and misses it. But at the same time, like I said, when we look at the end zone angle, it's tough to really criticize Fields for that fully because he gets heavy pressure. He has to evade the hands of Rashawn Gary, I think, too. And when we look just at 3 guys right here, Whitehair, Borum, and also Braxton Jones as well. But this is more kind of because of Larry Borum, because he gets pushed away back so hard. But all of them being beat, especially just right there, Borum overpowered by Rashawn Gary, and there you have it. There he is at the top right of your screen. You see just Darnell Mooney getting wide open, but he hasn't broken out yet, so Fields has to wait another second, and then right there has to evade the pressure, and then gets sacked by Preston Smith. So offensive line not holding up. I don't blame that totally on Fields, but he would have had some people open for just the guys that say Getsy schemes nobody open. That's not true. It's just the execution by the O-line this time that was not working. As for 2nd and 15, we saw it just right there, -4 yards. to Darnell Mooney. On this play, it's kind of weird because I think he could have gotten that to my guy David Montgomery. I think right here, Cole Kmet does a really poor job at blocking. Just Rasul Douglas, I think it is, screaming down the field and just horrible block. I think then he would have actually had lots of space to work with. I think it's not the worst decision, but when you look at the end zone angle too, you see just David Montgomery having some holes right there to run through. I think the blocking was actually excellent on that play. And then you have him right there just having a hole he maybe could have went through, but by the end of the day, just bad execution overall by the offense right there. And then we are already in 3rd and 19, and at this point, you're backed up into your own end zone. And I totally understand this call this time by Luke Getsy because you don't run a risk too much, and this time he just calls a simple wide receiver running back screen to David Montgomery right there. You got 2 blockers out in front, and then just once again, bad execution, especially by the offensive line. I understand why Tevin Jenkins does what he does in a second, but look at that. Really poor block, just leaving the guy or let the guy just walk next right by him. Just, I don't understand what he did right there, but still 7 yards, Bears punt, that's okay. And I think he was thinking that Monty was going to go outside, so he was approaching him that way, and obviously he doesn't know where Monty goes, so Monty decides to cut back to the inside, and then he just easily can go there, and Tevin thinks, okay, take the inside, we're running outside. So I think that was kind of confusing him. It's not really his fault. It's just overall getting some yards back for the punt and punt away the football, which is okay to me. As for the 3rd drive of the Bears, it's once again a 3 and out. I mean, it's unfortunate, but the Bears did not start well. And starting it off with the first play, 1st and 10, we first of all have to start off, obviously, with a penalty, which is unfortunate. It's number 84 right here, Ryan Griffin. I think it's its 2nd penalty in 2 games now, so he has to get a bit more discipline right here. Just a small movement by him, but I mean, whatever. It was enough to draw a penalty, it looks like, so that's fine, that's okay, can't do nothing about it. But obviously bad to start off that drive now, 1st and 15, especially when you already had some problems moving the football. But then the Bears started off with Khalil Herbert, 1st and 15, as we can actually skip that. Like, we don't need to see that one more time, that false start. As you will see, then the Bears started off with Khalil Herbert for only a yard. Not a true rushing lane right there, just a cut block that I don't love. We will see the next play too. They tried it again with the tight end just to cut block the edge rusher. There you have it, the cut block try against Preston Smith, but no true lane right there to go through for Khalil Herbert. And then Preston Smith makes also a good play right there, gets up and tackles him, just running right into his lap. Not a great play to start off the drive, and then we have a 2nd and 14. This time, more solid blocks overall. Only Cody Whitehair kind of loses, but doesn't matter too much in that situation. I think the player actually gets a hand on him, so it matters kind of. And then, but also 4 yards by Khalil Herbert. Like, if we started off with a, 1st and 10 with no stupid false start penalty, we could have at least had, I think, it would have been at least a 3rd and 5, which would have been okay. But with obviously the 1st and 15, we now have a 3rd and 10 after that play, which is obviously much harder to manage. Right there, once again, cut block try by this time Cole Kmet, and I just don't love it. Didn't work at all. Preston Smith stands up right again and is there to help right there as well. But yeah, did not work this time. Kind of went away after that from the run, which is okay because it didn't work. And then on 3rd and 10, we'll have a pretty tough one as well. Just right there. Illegal forward pass by Justin Fields. Really not a great field awareness by him. Like, we're starting at the 20, right? Let's just watch the line right here. I can even kind of draw it up, but I think it will move with the picture. But right there, you got the 20, right? When does he actually throw the ball? Like 4 yards after it. So not a great awareness by Fields right there. As for the play call, I think I actually like it a lot. We have Darnell Mooney on a route that he ran a lot this night, which was the corner post. Then we have on the backside a quick little block and seam. For Cole Kmet, you will see turn his heads real fast. So it is an indication for kind of a seam route. And then we have just two ins, a shorter in by Dante Pettis, and then a deep in by Equanimous St. Brown, and he actually gets open. You can watch him closely. Exactly, like he does a good job at getting open against the zone. And then just, I think also feels like you're scrambling right there, right? There's the 20, and there is Equanimous St. Brown wide open with nobody in between. Why doesn't he throw it right there? Waits until right here, which is easily, like, from his standpoint to there, like, is easily 10 yards. He waits 10 yards until he tries to throw that ball, which is then obviously too late. And then we just get that loss of downs and have a 4th down and are forced to punt once again, which is obviously not great, but it happens. It's okay. Just better awareness next time, as long as he doesn't make the same mistake twice. Just as Matt Eberflus always says, we won't make the same mistake twice. I'm good with this throw overall. So now moving on to the next drive, the 4th drive of the game. So far, the Bears went 1 touchdown in the first drive and then 2 other drives with just 3 and outs. And now in this 4th drive, nothing changes. The Bears just once again go 3 and out. Start off the play with a pass this time, which was a pretty good play call in my opinion. Really liked this one. Just this time, not a lot of time. Once again, because of the offensive line, and also not a great execution by Cole Kmet. Like, come on, man. You were open, which is okay. You used your body to your advantage, boxing out the linebacker, but he should have caught that ball nonetheless. As for the routes, or for the play in general, we got a mandatory outside release go, just must outside release right here by, I think, Equanimous St. Brown. And on the other side, we got 2 overs, a deeper over by Dante Pettis, and then a smaller or lower over by my man Darnell Mooney, and also a quick little check down into the flats by David Montgomery, and also, oh no, excuse me, that's wrong. We got a quick little flat route right there immediately by David Montgomery, and then also from the tight end who gets the ball, Cole Kmet, the quick little out route. And as we look at it, I think, honestly, we had an open guy. First of all, great job by Justin Fields standing in the pocket and taking the hit, getting the ball out fast release, and also just dropping an absolute fastball into Cole Kmet's chest. Bad job by Cole Kmet with that drop. And also, I mean, players would have been open. If we look at Darnell Mooney as well, I just deleted his route. When we look at him as well, he gets open right here. He has space, he has separation. He would have been an option, but at this point, Fields is already hits Kmet in stride, but just Cole Kmet not able to hang on to this football. And also, when we look at our center, just get Mustafa out. Like, this guy gets speed every damn play. I don't want to see him in a Bears uniform again, or at least just be a backup. Like, look at that. He gets thrown away by Kenny Clark. Obviously a good player, but still, like, come on, man. You're an NFL player. You can't just get thrown away like that into your own other lineman. Lucas Patrick just gets almost killed right there because he just falls into his knees. So bad play right there. You see Kmet, okay job at getting open, and then just right there, hits him right into the chest, and there you see the ball already going out of his hands. Just a simple drop. Come on, man. You haven't gotten a lot of targets. You should at least be able to make the simple catches. That is what I wanted to see out of him coming into the season as a security target for Justin, but hasn't worked out like that so far. As we then have 2nd and 10, -5 yards. Another example why I'm not a huge fan of Larry Borom. He will have several plays that I want to show you this game that weren't good, but this time, once again, he was already overpowered on a Justin Fields sack. This time against the run play. It's against Rashawn Gary, that's okay, but oversetting, not a great angle on that block, and then he's already through and makes a tackle for -5 yards. Not a great execution by the Bears O-line once again. Like I said, I like the play calls. There would have been players open, just not O-line holding up or Justin just getting away from the read too fast, which happens at times. And then on 3rd and 15, once again backed up to the own end zone. Maybe we could have been a bit more aggressive on this down. I give you that with Luke Getsy. Like, he could have been more aggressive because you play against the Packers. They will score. You have to get something against them. You have to punch back. But the Bears didn't in this situation. It's just a design play. I think even for Quantum St. Brown on the slant route right there, we'll have another kind of over route by Cole Kmet to just take away someone and just get space for Quantum St. Brown right there, whose corner is just playing super off when you look at the leverage. And then on the backside, we have a deeper over route by Darnell Mooney and also a 3-step slant by Dante Pettis. Good throw, good decision by Fields getting the ball out fast. Quick little rhythm 2-step drop. That's what they changed during the offseason as well, which we'll see in a second. Right here, just these, when you look at it, left-footed forward and then just 2 steps instead of 3. 1, 2, bang, getting it out. Beautiful release, fast release, sticking it beautifully on him. And also great job by Quantum St. Brown. Once again, being really developing into one of my favorite players, just playing hard, blocking his ass off every play, and then also just making tough catches, just like right there. Like that a lot. But also Lucas Patrick got beat on that play, which is not perfect. We can look at that one more time. There it is. Lucas Patrick just easily gets beat right there. Didn't love it right here. But overall, got pushed back easily, just overpowered. But overall, I think it was a solid play, but the Bears were forced to punt. And I mean, this was already it for the Bears' first half. Now we're moving on to the second half, see how they adjusted, what they went back to, what worked in the first half. But the first drive of the second half was actually not that spectacular. Once again, a 3-and-out. Not a great execution once again by the offense. Just has to get better right here. But first play was pretty good. Just read option. Good read by Justin Fields overall, I think. Loaded box against lots of Packers right here, right? Loaded front, and then also some linebackers and corners also up there as well with the tight formation. Obviously, the corners will be inside as well. So you got a loaded formation, and just Justin, good job reading Rashawn Gary right here, who bites on David Montgomery, and then he has just space out there. And then I also have to give credit to my guy Cole Kmet with a great block, putting I think a corner on the ground, which is not, should be like the standard for a tight end against a corner. But right there, good block, I think, against Douglas, giving Justin some more space. And then Justin has a 7-yard gain, which is a nice way to start off the drive. But then on 2nd and 3, obviously, the Bears get sacked, or Justin gets sacked. And look at the play first. Tough one once again. I mean, this time, not a lot of players open. As for the play design overall, you have also not a great thing. Have your running back running the post route. Like, obviously, the corner knows he's not going to get the ball right here as a cornerback. And then you have right here Dante Pettis with a dig, 10 and in, and then a quick little whip route by Darnell Mooney. And on the other side, we have a design pick play. Yeah, that was a great play. There are players open, actually. Great play design overall. And this is also for the guys that say Luke Getsy doesn't make it easy for the offense. This is a perfect example that it can be really easy if the players just freaking execute. And we have on the right side the just kind of man beater, right, with the pick play. And then on the backside, we have kind of a zone beater. And Justin Fields has time in the pocket for at least getting that ball out fast, just doesn't read it long enough. Also, when you look at Pettis right here, he gets held too. Like, great job by the referees right there. That bothered me as well, but then watch at that first. The Pettis one, like, look at that. Clearly holds him, like, blind-ass ref, but whatever. But as for the pick play on the backside, I think that's a pretty interesting one because you will see beautiful sell with the natural pick right there, just perfectly made by Quantum St. Brown. Once again, doing the dirty work, something that never anybody sees. except for the guys that watch the tape. And then you have Cole Kmet wide open right here. That would have been an easy completion. Also, Darnell Mooney will win his matchup against the linebacker. Like, he's way faster. The other guys are locked up pretty well, but overall, he could have hitting them guys, and then he gets just sacked by Rashawn Gary. But once again, I don't totally blame him because he just gets pressure in his face once again. But this time, I really wanted him to throw it to Cole Kmet right there. There he is outside his break. If he just looks at him a bit longer, he's already off of that read, right? He's already looking towards Darnell Mooney right here. He could have thrown that too. Like, this is enough separation for Darnell Mooney right there. It looks like he's looking towards him, but for me, this one was really to read to go to. Kmet was about to get wide open for an easy first down on 2nd and 3, but holds on for the ball just a bit too long, and then you have, once again, Larry Borum doing a horrible job against Rashawn Gary, getting pushed back with the bull rush, sack, and then we have a very bad 3rd and 10. Had a great 2nd down situation, now a bad 3rd and long situation, and this time, yeah, this is probably the play that most people already have heard about. Just Justin Fields missing a wide open touchdown. Don't love the read by him. Misses a wide open Equanimous St. Brown. Takes the check down to David Montgomery, which is okay for 7 yards, but obviously on 3rd and 10, quick math, that's 3 yards too short. Also, Dante Pettis would have been an option here as well. I think if he's just confident enough into himself that he can make that throw, because he was open too. And hits the check down instead of that. As for the play overall, we have a adjusted go route by Equanimous St. Brown, who just beats Eric Stokes badly right here. It was a designed curl, but he decided to change that. Throws up his arm, is wide open. Justin even looks at him, but he doesn't throw to him. And then we also have Dante Pettis, who gets wide open. Or not wide open, but open against Jair Alexander right here too. And then we have just 2 quick little block and outs into the flats as a check down, and also Montgomery will be open right there. And when we look at it once again, I think, like I said, first of all, the matchup on top with Equanimous St. Brown, perfectly done, gets wide open. He has all the space in the world. Safety never ever gets over there. And I mean, he has a super clean pocket too. Justin has all the time in the world. What are you doing? He's even looking at him. He could have easily fired that one. And then also when you look at the backside, you have the Dante Pettis matchup against Jair Alexander. He has a bit of separation, is also working back towards Justin Fields. Perfectly ran route past the sticks, past the first down marker, and he can work back a bit, right? So just stick it at him. He runs towards the ball, gets the first down. That would have been the 2 options for me, but Justin decides to get it to the check down. Not a great play by him, honestly. But that happens at times. He will miss throws. It's a new offense. Not everybody's on the same page as it looks like right now after 2 games, which is okay. So that will happen, but would have loved to just him taking the risk, taking the shot. Offensive line doing a really good job. Like, look at that pocket. That's as clean as it gets. That's the cleanest one all season, and he doesn't take advantage of it at this point. Takes a check down, which is okay, but no first down, and the Bears are forced to punt on this one. Just another 3 and out. Unfortunate to see. And now we got 2 more drives left, which are basically 2 scoring drives for the Bears. Obviously, the touchdown was taken back, but for me, it was a touchdown. So basically 2 scoring drives, and those are pretty good, I think, in my opinion. I really loved what Getsy did on those because he went back to the first drive. He went back to the basics. He went back to what worked in the first half, which was just a crazy run game with David Montgomery. Here you see him again just doing some magic. On 1st and 10, gets 9 yards, doing something out of nothing. Like, he had some good blocks right there, don't get me wrong. I think that was not the problem right here. Like, look at that. Tevin Jenkins. I will talk about him. I will do a quick little recap after the game as well, or after the film room. But look at him just making some magic work. David Montgomery right there, getting 9 yards. Beautifully done, making some people miss. And then the Bears followed that up on 2nd and 1, just this time pounding the rock once again. I think great pull blocks by Tevin Jenkins and Cody Whitehair on that run, and also really patient by David Montgomery, staying behind his blockers, getting a huge gain on 2nd and 1. And from the end zone angle, you see what I mean with Tevin and Whitehair, I mean, I just love the change from Tevin from tackle to guard. Perfect place for him. He can just go out in the second level and destroy some people. There you have it. There he is, engaged with the linebacker, just absolutely dominating him, finishing that block. And you have Monty being patient behind Whitehair, and Whitehair just also doing a great job against this corner right here. Absolutely love it. Look how these guys are finishing. Both were still engaged with the block. Absolutely love it. Great job by them. I mean, I really like our guard situation at the moment, to be honest with you guys. And then we have also another great play design and play call by Luke Getsy, just catching them totally off guard. This guy's substituting. They just catching them right there in that situation. And then just good play design. We will watch it first, right? And then just getting it to Ryan Griffin fast. Great read, great throw by Justin Fields right there. Absolutely love this one. So when you look at the play design, I think it was actually designed to go to either Mooney or Ryan Griffin, because when you look at Pringle and Komet, they're basically running the same route. Like both of them are just going deep. And then you have right here a sit just in between the green grass into the zone. He has to find the green. He does that perfectly, Ryan Griffin. And then we have a beautiful out route that's open to by Darnell Mooney. So two players open, just decides to take the easier throw, I say in my opinion, to Ryan Griffin. Good find, good play design. Love the quick release by Justin. And then good catch, good job overall. As we look at the offensive line, not holding up too well, but still giving them enough time right there. Getting pushed back a bit right there. He's still under pressure and I think gets hit on that throw. So Braxton Jones, not a good job by him right there against Preston Smith. But good find. Perfect job by Ryan Griffin as well. We can look at it one more time. Beautiful execution. Just getting in there fast. Total confusion by the Packers. Catching them off guard. Love this one. One of my favorite plays. Just smart, quick football. And then we have a new set of downs. First to 10. Starting off not too well. 2-yard run, and this is just due to a bad mismatch. I mean, between just right here, Ryan Griffin against Rashawn Gary. I think he holds up quite nicely right here against Rashawn Gary. I mean, that's an OP matchup. Getting an edge rusher against a tight end that's not primarily known for his blocking. I think he does an okay job right here, but then right there just gets easily beat. Gary stays patient and then makes a tackle on David Montgomery. Only 2 yards is okay. And then we start off 2nd and 8 with a 6-yard run by David Montgomery in the I formation with one of my favorites, Kari Blasingame, back in the game. This time not really blocking, going on a route, but he did some incredible stuff, especially in the next drive too, as we look at it from this perspective. Also got, I think, Wesco in there, our new blocking tight end. Oh, excuse me. That was not the plan to go back, but good execution overall. Monty falling forward, good push. Like the play, nothing more to say about this one, honestly. Just overall a pretty good one. Yeah, also like the chip block against Gary right there, but not perfect. Right, still don't love them. And then we will have a 3rd and 2. And this time just unlucky, quick little broken play, maybe due to just the huge noises at Lambeau. I don't know what it was, just a confusion between Mustafa, Whitehair, and Justin Fields right there. It would have been a run play. There you see just Whitehair looking back right there. And at the same time, we'll have just Justin Fields not expecting the snap, and the ball is already underway by Sam Mustafa. So some confusion on this play, broken play. Justin had to keep it as well, because when you look at it, how it developed, just 2 players right there to get Monty, and then makes the best out of it. Can't do anything but just hold on to the ball. And then we have a field goal attempt, which is good by Cairo Santos. So okay play, just broken this time. And now we want to look at the last drive of the Bears this game. I think it was a solid game overall, but this is probably one of the strongest drives that we had all game overall. Starting off with just a quick little handoff in the I formation with Kari Blasingame in the game. Absolutely love what he's doing on here. He's so freaking good. Like, what a underrated free agent signing with him. But great job right there. Not really dominating the edge against, I think it was right there, number 53, whatever. But overall, great push by the offense. Great blocks. Everybody has everyone under control. And then we have this huge gap that he can run through for some good yardage right there. 11 yards on 1st and 10. That's how you want to start off a game. As we'll then have another 1st and 10, obviously. And this is the play that we saw in the first half as well that I've talked about with the first offensive drive. They want to take a shot, 1st and 10 with Darnell Mooney. They ran the ball well to this point, so obviously you can take a shot right there. And it's just the same simple design. We'll have the motion by Quantum Brown just to create some confusion, and then we will have the long corner post by Darnell Mooney and the over route by Cole Kmet. But simply just this time he has time to throw it, but they don't bite on it, and Eric Stokes just has great coverage right here, flips his hips, really good coverage against Darnell Mooney. Fields overshoots him right there nonetheless, but it's an okay attempt. Take a shot downfield. You have to make some big plays, so I like the idea. Just better defense this time, which is okay. It happens at times. Nothing to say more about this one. As we'll then have a 2nd and 10, this time giving it to the beast, David Montgomery, one more time. This time, Khari Blasingame in motion. Another really great block, this time on Rashawn Gary. I mean, I'm just so blown away how good Khari Blasingame is. You will see him just get over here and make the block on Gary on this side of the ball. And then also Montgomery. Insane balance, jump cuts in there, fall forward. Like, the guy is insane. Absolutely love him. I mean, he showed every hater that said week 1 Khalil Herbert should be the starter that they're wrong. The guy's just plain and simple insane. And then on 1st and 10, we'll have a bad play. Good play gets followed up by a bad play. Obviously, had to be like that, but Justin Fields sacked right there. I think play call-wise, pretty good one. Play action always works, or works oftentimes. We have just kind of a corner. That's not good drawn. Let's draw it a bit better. We got the corner route by Darnell Mooney right here. And then on the backside, we'll have just 2 over routes, one by Ryan Griffin, a lower one, and then a deeper one to Dante Pettis. And we'll also, like I said, have once again the similar look with just Khari Blasingame getting over here in the motion and pretending, or doing actually, blocking, but this time pass blocking. And I mean, for it overall, Preston obviously did not bite on that. Preston Smith, the edge rusher, that blew up the entire play. Overall, players were open when you look at it, especially I think Dante Pettis right here in the second level gets super open. So if he had a bit more time, he would have definitely been an easy option to hit. Also, I think Darnell Mooney gets open right there. So he had open players. Just good defense right there by Preston Smith. Can't do anything about it. Tried to make a miss, but he gets the sack on 1st and 10. And that leads us to one of actually the sickest plays I've seen with the Bears overall, which is probably the sickest run I've ever seen from David Montgomery, which is a 2nd and 20. 2nd and 20. And like I said, probably the most insane run I've ever seen live in my career. I'm probably not the most insane, but by David Montgomery, definitely. Like, this was his best run of his career. I don't care what anyone says. It was actually insane. Like I said, 2nd and 20. And when you look at it, really good pull by Lucas Patrick this time. When you look at him right there, beautiful execution, just blocks open the lane, and then you have David Montgomery just working magic, breaking tackles left and right, tackle after tackle for freaking 28 yards, juking this guy out. I mean, getting away from Eric Stokes. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Let's leave it at that. As we'll then have another 1st and 10, obviously, and this time it's the man Khalil Herbert in the backfield with a pitch play, and he says, "Hey man, I want something as well from that cake, from that yards." And after the 28 yards by Montgomery, we have Khalil Herbert with a 27-yard gain. So both running backs delivering in this game. I think good play design again with Kari Blasingame, getting him to the other side, motioning him over, and then just him blocking his ass off. He does such a great job overall. Really so impressed with this guy, but overall on this play, great execution by the entire team. Way better than the first half, just adjusting, getting better, being just smarter on the football field. That happened with the Bears in the second half. You can really feel it and see it. Offensive line doing a way better job. Look at these holds; it's incredible. And you have the wide receivers actually doing some good blocking in there as well. Mooney just doing the dirty work, blocking for his guys. Absolutely love the effort by everyone on the football field. Just great execution overall. And then on 1st and 10, start off pretty badly with a quick little false start by Byron Pringle, who is in motion right here. Just can't stand still. False start, not great. Puts us into 1st and 15. Obviously, we don't love that, but whatever. As we'll then have the next play, which is, once again, same look, just different side this time. Pringle in motion, I formation, and the Bears decided to run it with Khalil Herbert for 6 yards on this pitch play. We want to look at Kari Blasingame once again. Really good block, I think, by the fullback. When you look at him overall by the offensive line, but this time against Quay Walker, doing a great job one-on-one blocking, and then good cutback by Khalil Herbert right there for 6 yards, which is great yardage. Like, obviously we had these huge big runs, but 6 yards are super important. Big plays, just chunk runs, if you want to say so. And then we have a 2nd and 9, obviously started with 1st and 15. Go with the pitch again, this time with David Montgomery for about 4 yards. Good blocks overall, but this time he kind of ran into the blocker, which was unfortunate. I think into Kari Blasingame, who does a good job right there, but I think he saw something between those two blockers, but just couldn't fit through that gap. So he was tackled, but 4 yards still good. Sets up a nice 3rd and 5. And that time we have just read option. Justin Fields, good read. Great block by Cole Kmet. Let's watch that again. First of all, good read by Justin. Reading Preston Smith right there on the edge right here. He goes inside, goes with David Montgomery, and then Justin outside there, and then just Cole Kmet doing a great job putting him even on the ground. Perfectly done, and then Justin scrambles for the 1st down. And then we have the goal line situation, starting off first and... let's watch it one more time from this angle. There we see the block. Good job right there, getting the 1st down. And then 1st and goal, we start off with running the ball, which is, I think, a good decision because, it worked so far. Why not? And this time it's Kmet not doing a good job at blocking, or kind of just got into, or Mustafa got into his way. He was supposed to go over here and block, like Blasingame did oftentimes in this game, get over to the other side and block the edge rusher, but this time Mustafa kind of bumps into him, gets the whole rhythm out of him, and then he obviously doesn't have a chance to get there before David Montgomery is past him, so that kind of messes up that play. 2 yards, 2nd and goal then, I think 8 yards to go. This time, Lucas Patrick misses his block or does not do a great job. And this is also a topic I want to talk about later, like Tevin Jenkins and Lucas Patrick, the constant switching. I don't like that. But right here, you having just messing this up. I think Tevin Jenkins would have laid a better block on 94 right there. But whatever, 94 gets the tackle, gets off of that block fast. And then on 3rd and goal, we have a pretty tough play overall. We have Justin Fields scrambling for almost a touchdown. It was called a touchdown right away, but got called back 5 yards to the 1 yard line. Looked like a pretty good play, but what really bothers me right there is that the O-line didn't have just 1 second in them on that play, because this one is once again a beautiful play design. They wanted to pass it right here on 3rd and goal. Similar to last time when we saw a natural pick play, we got the man side with the pick play, which is this time just Mooney kind of running a go or fade, just trying to get both of their attentions. And then we have an instant slant by Dante Pettis right here. And when we look at that, Dante Pettis gets wide open on that play. That was a freaking touchdown. That was a touchdown. With that play, if the O-line blocks for 1 freaking second, we didn't even have the drama with the 4th and 1 call. But yeah, O-line can't even hold a freaking second right there, and that causes it to not be a true touchdown. Would have been a passing touchdown to Dante Pettis right there. And on the zone side, we have, obviously it doesn't have to be zone, but I know it, like playing it like that. You got a man side and a zone side, and whatever you see, you take that side. Got Komet with a quick little sit right in there in the middle. Then we have a corner out or just to the back pylon by Equanimous St. Brown, and a flat by David Montgomery. And like I said, when you look at the top of the screen, right there, gets super open. Easy completion, but Justin already has to escape the pressure right here. So if the line just holds for 1 second, Justin has a touchdown right there. But unfortunately, it wasn't the case. He had to escape the pocket. Still great job by him. Don't get me wrong. Like, he did some incredible stuff right there. But it's just Braxton Jones getting beat by Preston Smith. Also, Rashawn Gary pushing Borum back easily once again. Patrick losing his block. He has to escape the pocket. Does a good job at that. Gets the almost touchdown. And then we have the controversial 4th and 1 call with the shotgun formation. Overall, what can I say? We should have ran it out of center or under center, like just being half an inch away from the end zone. I understand that, and I think that would have been the perfect call too. But to be honest, this was also a touchdown. So if it was a touchdown, nobody would have cared. It was a gutsy call by Luke Getsy. But at the end of the day, it wasn't called a touchdown. It looks bad with that, but for me, it was a touchdown. Like, he broke the pylon. You saw that at replay. Just didn't get the call this time by the refs. What else do you expect? And, like I said, under center would have been better. Bears, unfortunately, don't get the touchdown. It would have been a touchdown if the O-line just blocks for a second. He would have thrown it to Dante Pettis, had to escape the pocket. 4th and 1, we have this play. Tough one. Maybe there was a gap right there. Some people say that, but he has to process that so fast, so it's really tough to say that. But overall, he was in. I don't care. It was a touchdown for the Bears, and this is what matters for me at the end. And yeah, overall now, guys, I want to do a quick little aftermath for you guys now after seeing the game tape of this game. Overall, Justin Fields, I thought, struggled a bit in this game, had some missed throws, had some missed opportunities where he just went away from his reads too quickly, but at times it's also understandable because it brings me to the next point. The offensive line is great in a run game. Like, in the run game, they looked super solid, made some great lanes for David Montgomery, and dominated the entire game. But when it came to the pass pro, they gave Justin Fields no time to throw it. And this is also why I totally understand Luke Getsy, why he game planned it like that. Everybody's saying, oh, how you can let Justin just throw 11 times. Yeah, because there is no time. Justin is not getting through his reads properly, which is a factor too. And then why should you pass the ball all the time, especially when you have a functioning run game that works all the damn time? So I think the game plan was good going into it. I think he made some really good calls, a good game plan, but just overall bad execution by the team. It's not always the play caller, and after the game everybody's pointing to him real quickly, but I think that's a mistake. He did good. It's just the offense not executing. Also, what I want to say is Mooney and Komet were open at times, just not the time to get the ball to them. I think they were schemed open. There were several times where especially Darnell Mooney was wide open, just didn't get the shot, didn't get the ball. So they have to find a way to overall click as an offense, play caller, offensive line, and Justin Fields, as well as the wide receivers. But I think we will see that development over the next couple of weeks overall. So I think we'll see some better offensive football play by the Bears, especially with weaker defensive lines coming up. We faced one of the best groups now in 2 weeks in a row. So a not great start to the season, obviously. And then also I quickly want to mention Tevin Jenkins and Lucas Patrick topic. Overall, just stop that. Stop switching them every damn play. I think Tevin Jenkins is an excellent right guard. Lucas Patrick is a good center, but he does not look as good as Tevin Jenkins. So why weaken your offensive line with taking him out constantly and switching them up? Just wait until Lucas Patrick is ready to play center, which hopefully is next week, and then we will have a pretty good offensive line, hopefully. But as of right now, stop the switching and get Tevin Jenkins his deserved reps. Also, one switch I would actually consider is Larry Borom and Riley Reiff. Like, I think Larry Borom is a pretty good swing tackle in this league, but he's no starter for me. He struggles heavily every damn week. I don't love what I'm seeing out of him. Why not give the veteran a shot? Look how he does. Then we can talk if some is better than the other. But at the moment, I'm not happy with the right tackle situation, so maybe Riley Reiff should get a shot. And then also, I want to mention Kari Blasingame is just absolutely incredible and blowing me away how good this fullback signing was. And overall, we just have to limit the mistakes ahead of the next game against the Texans. I think then we're good to go, especially some penalties put us into bad situations against a good defense early in these drives. So if we get better at that and just overall the execution gets better, I think we have a really good shot at beating the Texans. And with that being said, that's the end of the video, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this Film Room episode about the offense of the Bears against the Packers. Definitely let me know in the comments down below. Like and subscribe if you liked the video. Check out Instagram and Twitter if you want to as well. And as always, guys, bear down.